WJZ has an update tonight on a Maryland family that sparked controversy after posting videos of pranks involving their children on YouTube.
From millions of views to spending life behind bars, these YouTubers went from fame to total destruction. Stay tuned, because their shocking downfalls will make you question just how fast everything can fall apart. Number 10. Daniel Sancho Bronco. It's a story that left millions speechless. A YouTuber, a tropical island, and a brutal murder that stunned the world. Daniel Sancho Bronco, the son of famous Spanish actor Rodolfo Sancho, went from filming lifestyle content to standing trial for one of the most disturbing crimes in recent memory. It all began on the 2nd of August 2023 when Daniel arrived in Koh Phangan, Thailand, a peaceful island known for its beaches and full moon parties. But behind the calm scenery, something horrifying was about to unfold. 2 days later, on August 4, Thai police discovered dismembered human remains in a landfill and floating in the sea. Investigators quickly traced the evidence back to Daniel. The victim was identified as Edwin Arrieta, a 4-year-old Colombian surgeon and Daniel's friend, though their relationship was far more complicated. Within hours, Daniel was arrested. During questioning, he confessed to killing Edwin after what he described as a heated argument that turned violent. Thai police accused him of premeditated murder and body dismemberment, one of the most serious crimes under Thai law, punishable by death. Daniel claimed self-defense, but the evidence told another story. CCTV footage showed the two entering his hotel room, but only Daniel leaving it alive. As the case moved forward, the world watched every twist. His trial began in April 2024 at the Koh Samui Provincial Court. Prosecutors painted Daniel as cold and calculating, saying he planned the killing days before. His defense argued it was an accident caused by panic. Then came the verdict on the 29th of August 2024. Daniel Sancho was found guilty of premeditated murder. The court sentenced him to life imprisonment, sparing him the death penalty because of his confession and cooperation. Today, Daniel sits behind bars in Thailand, far from the camera lights he once enjoyed. Number 9. Austin Jones.
Prosecutors are asking for an 11-year prison sentence for a YouTube star from Illinois who admitted to pressuring underage fans to send him sexually explicit videos. Austin Jones, who is known for covering songs from Justin Bieber and Fall Out Boy.
Imagine being on top of the world, millions of fans, sold-out shows, and a music career born straight from YouTube. That was Austin Jones, a Chicago-born singer who seemed to have it all. But behind the catchy covers and charming smile was a dark secret that would destroy everything he built. Austin Jones started his YouTube career in 2010, gaining attention for his pop and a cappella covers of bands like Fall Out Boy and Panic. At the disco, his clean-cut boy next door image made him a favorite among teenage fans. By 2015, he had over 500,000 subscribers and was touring the country. But that same year, the first cracks began to show. Rumors circulated that he had been asking underage fans for inappropriate videos, rumors that many brushed off as false. Then, in June 2017, the truth came crashing down. Jones was arrested at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport and charged with producing explicit content involving minors. According to federal court documents, he had contacted multiple underage fans through social media, manipulating them into sending him videos. Investigators later discovered disturbing evidence on his electronic devices. When confronted, Jones initially tried to minimize his actions, but the evidence was undeniable. In February 2019, he pleaded guilty to 1 count of child exploitation, admitting to his crimes before the U.S. District Court in Chicago. The judge called his actions a betrayal of trust, noting how he had used his fame to exploit his young audience. In May 2019, Austin Jones was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. The court emphasized that his fame was not a shield, but a weapon he used against those who admired him most. For his fans, it was a shocking end to what once seemed like a bright career. Number 8. Ruby Franke.
I would like the court to know that Ruby Franke is a delightful, respectful, and responsible person. She is open to feedback and addressing the consequences of her actions head-on.
It started with a smiling mom giving parenting tips to millions, but ended with the chilling image of a child begging for food and freedom. Ruby Franke, once known as the wholesome face behind the YouTube channel 8 Passengers, became the center of one of the most disturbing cases in YouTube history. For years, Ruby's family vlog was a massive hit. Launched in 2015, it showed her life as a mother of 6 in Utah. Her videos, discipline routines, family prayers, and tough love advice attracted millions. But as time went on, viewers began to notice something was wrong. By 2020, clips of her taking away her son's bed or refusing to feed him as punishment went viral, sparking outrage. Ruby brushed it off as good parenting. Few realized the horror that was still to come. Then came the 30th of August 2023. A malnourished 2-year-old boy escaped from Ruby's business partner, Jodi Hildebrandt's home, begging a neighbor for food and water. His body was covered in duct tape and wounds. When police arrived, they found another child in similar condition. The discovery led to Ruby Franke's arrest. That same day, a shocking fall for a woman once idolized by millions. Prosecutors soon revealed a nightmare. The children had been tied up, starved, and emotionally abused for months. Ruby and Hildebrandt faced 6 felony counts, each of aggravated child abuse in Washington County, Utah. The courtroom scenes were grim. In December 2023, Ruby pled guilty to 4 counts, admitting she had lost touch with reality under Hildebrandt's influence. On the 20th of February 2024, Ruby Franke was sentenced to up to 30 years in prison, 6 years for each count, served consecutively. The once beloved family mom left the courtroom in tears, her fall complete. But her daughter is not buying any of it. Her channel is now gone. The children she once filmed for fame are in recovery. And YouTube? It's left asking how far family content can go before someone steps in. Number 7. Johnny Somali. It started as just another live stream, a man with a camera, a crowd, and a thirst for attention. But by 2023, Johnny Somali, whose real name is Ramzi Ismail, had become one of the most infamous streamers on the planet, not for creativity, but for controversy. His name spread across headlines from Tokyo to Miami, not because of fame, but because of a string of arrests, detentions, and bans that turned his live streams into real-life criminal records. In early 2023, Johnny Somali began broadcasting from Japan, using his platform to provoke strangers with racist and insulting remarks, especially toward Japanese citizens. His clips went viral, but not in the way he expected. The outrage was instant. Viewers across Asia called for his deportation. Japanese police soon launched an investigation, citing public nuisance and harassment under local laws. By August 2023, things escalated. During a late-night stream in Osaka, Ismail trespassed into a construction site while shouting slurs at workers. That same night, police arrested him on suspicion of trespassing and disruption of business. His smug live-stream grin turned into a mugshot. Days later, Japanese courts approved his detention, sparking debates about how foreign influencers were testing the limits of local law. But the story didn't stop in Japan. After his release and deportation, Ismail continued to travel and stream until the consequences followed him. Reports surfaced of detentions in other countries, and platforms began permanently deleting his accounts. YouTube and Twitch banned him for violating terms of service, citing harassment and hate speech. By 2024, he was effectively blacklisted from streaming, banned from multiple nations, rejected by platforms, and abandoned by most of his followers. What started as a social experiment ended as a global example of how far the digital age had blurred the a line between free speech and criminal conduct. Number 6. Jodi Hildebrandt. She called herself a life coach, a spiritual guide who claimed to heal families through truth and discipline. But by 2023, Jodi Hildebrandt, once a trusted therapist from Utah, had become one of the most talked about names on the internet, not for saving families, but for destroying one. Her story is a shocking fall from grace that blurred the line between guidance and cruelty. It all began years earlier. Hildebrandt ran a company called Connections, a counseling group that promised to teach principles of honesty and accountability. She even partnered with popular YouTuber Ruby Franke, known for her strict parenting channel 8 Passengers. Together, they launched Connections Classroom, a platform that attracted thousands of parents looking for parenting advice. What they didn't know was that behind the calm, professional tone of their videos lay a disturbing system of control. On the 30th of August 2023, police in Evans, Utah, received a chilling call. A 2-year-old boy escaped from Hildebrandt's home, emaciated, with duct tape on his wrists and ankles. He begged for food and water. Officers rushed to the property and found another child inside in similar condition. Both children were Ruby Franke's, and they were reportedly being disciplined under Hildebrandt's watch. The next day, both women were arrested and charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse, second-degree felonies. The news exploded across social media, with viewers of 8 passengers re-watching old videos in disbelief. How did parenting lessons become torture sessions? In December 2023, prosecutors revealed horrifying details: starvation, isolation, and psychological abuse disguised as moral correction. The evidence was so strong that in February 2024, Hildebrandt and Franke both pleaded guilty. Each received 4 consecutive prison sentences ranging from 1 to 15 years per count. Number 5. Young Philly.
Police say they caught young Philly hooning in our eastern suburbs, clocking him at more than 150 kilometres an hour.
In September 2024, the world of entertainment was shaken when British YouTuber and musician Young Philly was charged in Australia with multiple counts of rape and assault. What began as a promising international tour quickly turned into one of the most serious legal battles faced by a UK creator abroad. Born Andres Felipe Valencia Barrientos, Young Philly had risen from London's online comedy scene to international fame through his YouTube collaborations, music hits, and appearances on TV. By mid-2024, his Australian shows drew massive crowds, a clear sign that his influence had gone global. But on the 28th of September 2024, following a night out in Perth, police arrested him after a woman alleged that he had assaulted her in a hotel room. On the 10th of October 2024, Young Philly appeared in Perth Magistrates Court, charged with 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent, 3 counts of assault causing bodily harm, and 1 count of choking by applying pressure to the neck. The charges were serious, carrying potential life sentences if proven. Philly, however, denied all accusations. He was granted conditional bail, restricted to remain in Western Australia, avoid contact with the complainant, and abstain from posting about the case online. A few weeks later, his public image took another hit when he was caught driving at 158 kilometers per hour in a 100 kilometer per hour zone on the 17th of November 2024. He pleaded guilty in December 2024 and was banned from driving in Australia, a seemingly minor offense, but one that deepened scrutiny of his conduct abroad. In March 2025, Young Philly pleaded not guilty to the assault and rape charges, and the case was escalated to the District Court of Western Australia. Then, in June 2025, prosecutors filed 2 additional charges of sexual penetration without consent, further complicating his defense. His trial date was set for the 20th of July 2026, marking the beginning of a long and uncertain road ahead. By September 2025, the court allowed him to return temporarily to the UK, though his passport remains confiscated and he must return to Australia by January 2026. Young Philly maintains his innocence, but the case highlights a brutal reality of global fame. When creators expand their careers overseas, they also become subject to foreign laws and justice systems. And as his trial date approaches, the world waits to see whether Young Philly's international success story will end on stage or in a courtroom. Number 4. The Dutch YouTubers.
Deputies say they found phones, laptops, and a drone. There was also video shot inside the restricted military site.
In September 2019, the world was buzzing with one bizarre idea: Storm Area 51, they can't stop all of us. What started as a meme on Facebook quickly spiraled into a viral movement, attracting millions who joked about uncovering US government secrets. But for 2 Dutch YouTubers, that joke turned into a serious criminal case. Thijs Granzier and Govert Sweep, both popular travel and adventure vloggers from the Netherlands, decided to take the meme one step too far. On the 10th of September 2019, they drove out to Nevada's highly restricted Area 51, a US Air Force facility infamous for alien conspiracy theories. Equipped with cameras, a drone, and recording gear, they ignored multiple warning signs that clearly read, "No trespassing, use of deadly force authorized." Moments later, their daring stunt ended abruptly. The Nye County Sheriff's deputies arrested them several miles inside the restricted zone. Their footage meant for YouTube glory was confiscated, and both men were charged with trespassing and illegal parking near a military site. Suddenly, their adventure had turned into an international legal mess. On the 20th of September 2019, just days before the planned Storm Area 51 festival, both YouTubers appeared in court. They pleaded guilty to trespassing and were sentenced to 1 year in county jail, though the judge suspended all but 3 days of that sentence. They were also fined $2,280 each. banned from US federal lands for a year, and ordered to delete all footage taken inside the restricted area. When released, the two creators publicly apologized, admitting they underestimated how serious US military boundaries were. Their arrest became a global warning that crossing into restricted territory, even for content, carries real-world consequences. Number 3, Mike and Heather Martin.
Start happening.
We were just messing around one day, having fun, joking around, and we ended up doing the prank, and we put it on YouTube, and it blew up.
They called it prank entertainment. The internet called it child abuse. Mike and Heather Martin, better known as Daddy05, were once the faces of YouTube's booming family vlog scene. Their channel, launched in 2015, showed a Maryland couple pranking their 5 kids for laughs. But what began as silly antics quickly turned into something darker, something that made the entire internet question how far parents would go for views. By early 2017, the channel had over 700,000 subscribers. Videos showed Mike and Heather screaming at their children, smashing their toys, and blaming them for things they didn't do, all while the camera rolled. The most infamous upload, Invisible Ink Prank, posted in April 2017, showed the couple accusing their son Cody of ruining the carpet, yelling until the boy broke down in tears, only to reveal it was all a joke. The audience didn't laugh, they were horrified. Within days, the internet erupted. Commentators, psychologists, and news outlets like The Washington Post and BBC questioned how YouTube allowed it. The backlash grew so severe that Maryland's Frederick County Child Protective Services opened an investigation. Soon after, 2 of the children, Cody and Emma, were removed from the home and placed with their biological mother. By May 2017, Mike and Heather appeared in court. They were charged with 2 counts of child neglect and faced mounting public outrage. The couple took down their channel and issued a tearful apology video titled Daddy05 Family Update, but the damage was done. In September 2017, both pleaded guilty to child neglect and were sentenced to 5 years of probation. They also lost custody of 2 of their children and were banned from posting any videos featuring minors. Their downfall marked a turning point in YouTube's history. It forced the platform and its viewers to confront a hard truth. When family entertainment crosses into exploitation, the law is no longer laughing. Number 2, Nikita Dragun.
Veteran, a law enforcement officer, disorderly conduct.
On the 7th of November 2022, beauty YouTuber Nikita Dragun, widely known as Nikita Dragun, was arrested in Miami, Florida, after a hotel incident spiraled into a public controversy. What began as a disturbance call quickly became one of the most talked about celebrity arrests of that year, blending fame, identity politics, and law enforcement into one storm of online outrage. According to the Miami-Dade Police Department, officers were called to the Good Time Hotel after staff reported that Nikita had been causing a disturbance by walking around the pool area naked and throwing water at guests. When officers arrived and asked her to stop, reports state that she closed the door, then allegedly threw a water bottle at a security guard and an officer. That single act escalated the incident from a hotel complaint to a felony battery on a police officer, alongside misdemeanor battery and disorderly conduct charges. Nikita was then taken into custody and booked at the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center. What happened next caused even more uproar. Despite identifying as a transgender woman, Nikita claimed she was placed in a men's jail unit. During her first court appearance, a viral video captured her tearfully asking Judge Mindy Glazer, "Do I have to stay there? Can I please be moved to the women's unit?" The clip spread rapidly, sparking global debate on transgender inmate rights and jail policy. Miami-Dade officials later released a statement denying that she was housed in a men's unit. They explained that she had been held in an isolated cell for safety reasons due to her high-profile status. Still, the controversy had already taken over social media. Fans accused authorities of mistreating her, while critics pointed to her erratic behavior before the arrest. Nikita's bond was set at $2,000, and she was released shortly after posting it. While the charges could have carried jail time if convicted, no life sentence was involved. Her case remained at the misdemeanor and low-level felony level. Following her release, Nikita issued a brief statement through her representative, describing the experience as deeply traumatic. After the incident, Nikita stepped back from her YouTube channel, posting rarely and avoiding major public appearances. Though she never faced a life sentence, her arrest exposed the fragile boundary between online fame and real-world consequences, where a single night can redefine a public image built over years. Number 1. Vitali Zidorovetski. In the early 2010 seconds, YouTube had a new king of chaos, Vitali Zidorovetski. Known for his outrageous pranks and wild stunts, Vitali built an empire from pure shock value. But behind the fame, his story turned darker, from viral fame to mugshots and jail time. It all started in 2012 when Vitali posted Miami Zombie Prank, a bold and terrifying video that went viral overnight. It showcased him pretending to be a zombie, chasing people through the streets just days after the infamous Miami bath salts incident. The video exploded, amassing millions of views and launching him into internet stardom. But that was only the beginning. As the years went on, Vitali's pranks got more extreme. In 2014, he made global headlines when he sprinted onto the field during the FIFA World Cup final in Brazil, shirtless, with "natural-born prankster" scrawled across his chest. He was arrested immediately, but treated the incident like a badge of honor. Fame was his addiction, and the more reckless he became, the more the internet watched. However, things began to spiral in 2020. Vitali was arrested in Miami after allegedly attacking a woman who was jogging. According to police reports, the victim suffered serious injuries, and Vitali was charged with aggravated battery. He was booked into the Miami-Dade County Jail, and though he later posted bond, the incident marked a turning point in his public image. Fans who once laughed at his antics now saw something darker behind the jokes.